Good morning. Good morning. It has been an absolutely beautiful start to the day. Crazy hot. Extreme weather advisory today. Today is a weather alert day, but it's not for what you might think. There's no storms rolling through. It is the heat. Heat index 115, 116 today, and that is extreme. So you got to make sure that you're staying hydrated today, please. It's not all the hype and all this stuff, but when you get hit out of nowhere, we've got to inform you. So that's what our meteorologist team has been doing. What am I up to today? We're doing a 10 a.m. stream today because I am in Soldier City, the beautiful city of St. Cloud. And St. Cloud is one of two municipalities here in Osceola County. You have the city of Kissimmee, and of course you have the city of St. Cloud. Kissimmee being more central, St. Cloud a little further east in the county. The difference between the two is the city of St. Cloud is growing absurdly. There is nothing but room on this side of the county. So in return, the police department has to grow. And it is back to school. So I decided to reach out to a friend of mine because he is the new police chief of the city of St. Cloud. Chief Douglas Gerke, Doug. Good guy, great guy, just an amazing individual, and is really reshaping how the St. Cloud Police Department does things. Not saying that they've done anything bad, just change is good. The only thing consistent in a lot of things is change. My news director told me that. So we are going to have him hop in the car with us here. We're just going to chat a little bit, go through some things, talk about what it's like to be a police chief, a little bit of his previous job, and of course focusing on back to school safety, things that he has specialized in. The guy has so much knowledge, FBI Academy, all these things, and now spreading that knowledge right here in the city of St. Cloud to his law enforcement officers, which is pretty cool. So enough of me, let's go pick Chief up and see what his day is going like. So if you're ever down here, St. Cloud is located east 192, east of the Florida Turnpike. It runs east of Nova Road and is growing non-stop. So let's what? They closed the Sunnies down? I continued to go straight here because I couldn't make a left because it says do not enter, but yet the truck behind me went. Makes no sense. Just like this person. Hopefully they stop. Thank you. Complete stop. You guys know I'm all about narration of the driving. All right, we're eastbound 192. We're gonna go pick up Chief Gerke of the St. Cloud Police Department. I am so excited for this, guys. Chief has got probably the most energy of most police chiefs around here. I say that because to me, the guy is just full of life. Always ready to do anything and everything. They've started super soaker SWAT team fights with the community, which is really cool. And he is coming into this at a place of extreme change, growth. So we are pulling into the St. Cloud Police Department so we can pick them up. Their St. Cloud Police Department located over at Neptune Road here, and off of Neptune Road and Old Canoe Creek. So we're gonna wait for Chief to come on out. Currently his PIO's out here taking some video, but their police department is centrally located right here. So 4700 Neptune Road. They've been here for years on end, locally, kind of centrally located here. And this is where they run out all their full operations out of. They are a full service police department, something to keep in mind. They are not, I say full service, so let me explain what full service means. That solely means They do everything. You call 911 and they are coming to you. So I've got quite the crowd around here. We've got the PIO off here to the left. Their community relations officer coming up to the truck. I'll switch the camera. You can come by, say hi.
I just wanted to come say hi and welcome you.
All right, we're live here on, I'm going to switch the camera around. You can hop in if you want to and say hi.
I wanted to come out and check out your new truck.
So this is the truck. We're live streaming right now on clickorlando.com, awesome. News 6 Plus and the News 6 app. If you want to introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm Officer Lynn Badman-Patton. I'm the Community Engagement Officer for St. Cloud Police Department.
And she is everywhere. Wherever Chief's at, she's there. And if not, she's trying to get Chief to the next location because he's go, go, go.
He is.
It's hard to keep up.
He is.
So he says, you guys have some better equipment than my truck. And I was like,
we do every now and then.
Well, red and blue lights. Yeah, it definitely outdoes
true.
This truck. So
very, very true.
Is Chief ready to rock and roll?
I believe he is.
Okay.
I do want to let you know it is 10 o'clock.
Okay.
No caffeine for him.
No caffeine. Got it. So
no caffeine after 10 o'clock.
No caffeine. All right. I got my marching orders. Done deal. So we're ready for him whenever he is.
Let me go see where he's at.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, ma'am. So we got the marching orders. No caffeine for Chief Gerke. And you're going to completely understand why here in just a second. Are you just videoing or streaming? Videoing. Oh, okay. Hi, City of St. Cloud. Thanks for having me here today. I'm going to take your chief on a ride in Results 1. And I just got my first official orders from the City of St. Cloud. No caffeine for the police chief after 10 a.m. So I'm going to see what I can do.
It's for your safety.
For my safety and for the safety of the motoring public. That's why we're going to keep him in the passenger seat. So join us, clickorlando.com. See what he's got to say. So that is Andrew, their public information officer here with the City of St. Cloud. And he really focuses on just the community engagement, making sure the information is put out on time, making sure that look at this, guys. Look at this. So Chief is rolling up right now. So Chief of Police rolling up in style in their SWAT vehicle just so he can outdo me. This is the best thing I have ever seen. Look at this guy jumping out, and he's gonna join us here in the truck. Oh, I just got put to shame. So, hop on. So, Chief Gerke here. Oh, Chief, showing up in style. Welcome to Results 1, my friend.
So I have some donuts from you, from Sip and Dip.
Sip and Dip donuts,
One cop to another, one police officer to another.
If you're ever in the City of St. Cloud, go visit Sip and Dip, 1001 13th Street. They are so good. My goodness.
One of my coins for you.
Getting coined right here, Chief.
God bless
Thank you.
And then I have a cool cooler bag. Compliments of the St. Cloud Police Department for you.
That's it. St. Cloud Police have just ranked and outbeat Troy Bridges. So, all right, Chief. Welcome to Results 1, sir.
It's an honor to be here. It's an absolute honor.
We are streaming live, clickorlando.com, News 6 Plus, which is the app that you can put on your TV, or on your mobile app, or right here on the News 6 website. So just to give you a rundown, we have a camera here. We've got a camera there. We have a forward-facing and a rear-facing and audio within.
So you caught that?
All of it.
All right, I'm just making sure.
Oh, all of it.
I saw you made fun of me already on your little brief, and you said that, hey, we'll see what kind of truck he's coming in. And
yeah, and then you did it. I love the Bulldog. So for those that don't know, City of St. Cloud, well represented by the Bulldog here.
That's right.
So I have been given only one order while having you in the car. Do you know what that is?
No coffee, or are we going to go get bad guys?
No caffeine after 10 a.m. Marching orders from your staff over there. So I'll turn the AC up. It's kind of hot. We can put this down.
No,
you can adjust for yourself there.
It is a little warm today, especially with body armor on.
Yeah, heat advisory today. So
that's right.
Super hot, Chief, man. This is so cool. Ever since Getting Results 1, you and I have been chatting.
That's
to
right.
Get into this and talk about what is happening down here. But first, let's get some of the formalities out of the way. Who are you? How'd you get here? Little run through of your start in law enforcement, really.
So, I'm a product originally of the Orlando Police Department. I did 21 years with the Orlando Police Department. Steve, I had an absolutely blessed career, absolutely amazing career. Rose all the way through the ranks up to the rank of Deputy Chief of Police. I was the director of the Orlando International Airport.
I remember that. I think I met you right before you went over to the airport.
Yes, and leading up to that, though, I had the honor to work with and lead some of the most amazing men and women. Now that I'm at St. Cloud, I will tell you those same amazing men and women are here with me as well. But rose through the ranks, was in just about every high liability position in the Orlando Police Department you can think of. I was on our SWAT team. I worked on our tactical patrol units. I ran our intelligence division at the time, and I was at MBI as a undercover narcotics supervisor and as a narcotics commander.
Wow.
So
when you get involved in stuff like that on an OPD level, most people, they understand OPD. They're in the news all the time. There's always something going on. Mm-hmm. And you work your way up to deputy chief. Now, when you, as a trooper, when I was on the road, I wasn't always thinking about the next rank. And me knowing you, I never thought, wow, it'd be something you go after. But for you, you're like, and I'm not toting you up here, your passion kept pushing barriers out of the way. And next thing, because I met you, you enjoyed what you did.
Yes.
And then next thing you know, they always say, people who enjoy what they're doing is never going to become a chief or a deputy chief. But you got it, and you were still enjoying it the whole time.
So, and that's...
If that makes sense,
of
right?
course it does. I'm very humble and blessed to have the position I'm in, to be honest with you. I don't take my position for granted any day. I speak about leadership around the country. I get to speak at a lot of different conferences. And if you have to be known for what is on your collar, you're not a leader. So, I mean, it's one of the things I've always attracted to. And I'm a servant leader by trade. I'm a visionary. I like to see what the next step is. I love strategic planning.
Yeah, the logistics of it is just so crazy.
And I think that was one of the things that kind of brought me to St. Cloud.
Okay.
When I put in, I think there was, I believe there was about 120 to 130
I got to pause you
Talk
there.
to me.
You retired from OPD as a deputy chief, and I call it surviving. So you retired, so you got through it all as a deputy chief. Big deal.
Yeah, I applied while I was still working with the Orlando Police Department.
So how'd that happen? Like, because people see these chiefs pop up, and it's like, wow, what happens to find the right person, and then what happened in you to be like, I think I want to be a police chief?
So there was a nationwide, I think they did a nationwide search. They wound up focusing on people that were in Florida when they posted it out. Chief Gauntlet was here. My predecessor did an amazing job for us. He was here for 11 years beforehand. Yes, so he was a deputy chief at the Orlando Police Department. Always kept in touch with him. He was somewhat of a mentor to me, so I talked to him quite a bit. And he told me that he was getting ready to leave, and there's still a lot of work to be done down here in St. Cloud. Given my history and my career and my strategic planning background and training background and everything that I've done, it clearly makes sense. This is clearly the next step for me where I wanted to be. And there was about 130 candidates from what I was told.
Whoa.
It was shortlisted down to 20, then it went down to 10.
When you say 120, 30 candidates, that's just what they depict. That's not saying who many. No,
that's who put in an application.
Oh, okay.
So from there, it went to a community panel interview, which was fantastic. And I'll tell you, St. Cloud did it right. They had a panel of community members to actually interview me prior to having the opportunity to speak and sit with the city manager and the union president.
Way, right?
Correct. It's the fact that St. Cloud actually went out. It trusts its community to actually go out and actually empower the community to
pick their next
potentially select their next chief to move forward to a selection process.
That's a big deal.
I was one of 6 candidates that moved forward to the final process.
Okay.
And at that point, it was the city manager, the deputy city manager, and the union president. So how nice was that to actually have the union president in there to say the union actually has a say in who they believe would be the next chief of police as well.
Now, when you got to those final few, I'm sure you had to, and we're not putting names out, but you had to know some of those people on that panel, right? Because you surround yourself with the people who you want to be. There's got to be other men and women that you knew through the process.
There were other chiefs of police and deputy chiefs, and there were certain people that were on that panel. The last 6 people, yes, we did know each other.
That's cool, though.
And that's what makes it difficult. You know, that one question that says, what makes you different or better than anyone else? I can't answer that. I can't say that I'm better than anyone, but this is what I can bring to you. What I can promise you is all my experience in the Orlando Police Department. I can bring you stability because of all the things we've dealt with up in a big city like that, and longevity. I plan on not going through another FDLE physical again. I think I'm getting up in age, and this is the last uniform I really do want to wear is for the city of St. Cloud.
Well, on the way over here, I was trying to figure, because I'm never a loss for words, as you would know, but there are times when I've got to be careful.
Yes.
So I wanted, but now I've got you in the car, and it's like, to me, you're a young chief. And when you said longevity, that gave me permission to say that.
Give it to me.
It's like, you've done so much in a short period of time, in my eyes, and then now you're the chief of police of St. Cloud. This is the definition of boomtown.
Yes.
When we see it here in Central Florida, the growth is crazy, and I think after a couple of months, we talked after you put you got your position here, and you're like, Steve, I'm rolling into something big.
Yeah.
This place is going to grow. What are we looking at? What are your numbers now? How big is the PD? And a rough number of where you want to be.
So interestingly enough, and I will tell you, what I prepared before I came to St. Cloud, obviously I wanted to make sure that I was the right fit for the city as well.
Right.
I read the strategic plans. I looked at their business models, and I went through everything, the city charters and everything. The city of St. Cloud has the ability to potentially grow to 100 square miles. There's a joint planning agreement with the county. Well, and when you
what
consider
is it now?
Right now we're about 25 square miles or so. So you're looking at 400% potential increase. And I don't know the exact numbers off the top of my head. So, but when you think of the potential impact of that, it's very challenging.
And that's green grass growing. That's
correct.
Not up. That's because there's land out here.
Correct. And so what you're seeing is a city council, and I will tell you, and I'm here to tell you that city council does an amazing job.
Good.
The city manager does an amazing job to try to work that growth. There's a lot of home builders that are coming in, national home builders that want to develop these lands. With that comes significant challenges.
Yeah.
So right now we're at about 65,000 residents, give or take.
Okay.
And the city's only growing by the day. Osceola County is one of the fastest growing counties.
Yeah, I think we reported 43% increase in just from COVID to now.
Yes.
In population, and it's like, are you kidding me?
So
are you fully staffed though right now?
We are, and I will tell you, and again, for the viewers out there, we are our city council and our city manager is actually working through a brand new contract for our police officers.
Wow.
It's fantastic. It really is, because
your look alone tells me if this gets approved, we're talking changing the lives of your police officers.
Without a doubt. It's a solid contract that will put us in competition with some of the largest agencies that are around this region.
Heck yeah.
So, and
awesome.
we need that, and that's exactly what we need to make sure that we have the most highly qualified law enforcement officers patrolling our streets for our community, because they deserve it.
Yeah, and it gives you a recruitment tool.
That's right.
If you're already going to be growing and you're telling, hey, come here, but you're paying for a smaller town, well, if you're paying me this now before you're growing, I'm coming.
So, and that's exactly right. So I'm training our police officers now to be in a moderate-sized city. I'm training them to work.
You could see the difference, Chief, since you've been here, man. It's cool.
Yeah.
Because you showed up, and I'm all about start at the lowest level possible to build the bridge. And the social media movement that you guys have started, your community interaction, like proactive, not a community calling you guys up saying, hey, can you show up?
Right.
You guys are sponsoring your own events and
you bet.
SWAT operations with the kids, and seeing you jump out one day in this, and next thing I know, you're on a call. Like, you guys are busy.
Yes. So to answer your point about the growth, we are full.
Okay.
All of our vacancies are filled right now. And as a matter of fact, we have a waiting list for certified police officers to come in. We're about to. We have an amazing lateral transfer program that we built in that will ensure that we continue to get the best of the best candidates right now.
So you're trying, with this possibly new contract, you're trying to pull and find qualified candidates maybe elsewhere.
Without a doubt.
I love it.
Experienced police officers, absolutely. Experienced police officers coming into our city and working and bringing all that knowledge and experience. It's unparalleled. It's so fantastic to get. And I'll tell you, with our social media platforms, everything you just talked about, I'll tell you, we've set such a standard for people now that people are actually gravitating towards the St. Cloud Police Department just because of who we are. And I go out and I ride the streets, and exactly what you said. Unfortunately, I got myself hooked into 2 different cases already, trials that I've been subpoenaed for.
It's always fun when the chief gets a subpoena to appear in court.
I'll be there. I'll testify. I'll do whatever we need to do to make sure that bad people stay off the street, and that's what it's all about. So
that's awesome.
But most importantly, it shows that I really do support our police officers. That's one of the most important things to me. Our training and our equipment to make sure that our police officers can go home to their families every night at the end of their shift. And I do tell people every once in a while, when I show up on their calls, I promise I'm not here to check up on you. I want to make sure that you're okay.
Right.
And then you have another body watching to make sure that you can finish whatever you're doing and you can go on to the next call.
I was going to ask that because, I never rose through the ranks, and, having that presence there, it's like that feeling, okay, my boss is working, but is he watching me or is he working? I know some of your guys, and I'll get a text, just so you know. They'll be like, Chief's out taking calls.
Yep.
And they think it's the coolest thing, because you don't see that. If sometimes it's there, and it's there for maybe other reasons, and it's like, no, you're out writing reports.
100%. Yeah, we had a homicide case, and I had to write a supplement, and I'm subpoenaed for it, and I'll be there.
How crazy is that? And to see the involvement, what would you say the first thing significant that was a Chief Gerke change that you did, not necessarily because it was bad, but something you wanted to do when you came here?
It's twofold.
Okay.
First and foremost, one of the things that we did have that I will give the credit to Chief Gauntlet. He had the body cameras. We had body cameras, but it was an aging system. It was about an 8-year-old system.
Okay.
The system started to deteriorate. When I first came in, that was one of the first things that I saw was we need state-of-the-art body camera systems, electronic control devices, tasers. So we moved to the Axon system, the Body 3, and that just enhances our transparency, our credibility, but it also protects our police officers. It is so important that we have cameras that will actually show what occurred during a traffic stop, during an encounter, so we can refute some of the complaints, or we can use it for training.
This light doesn't want to change.
So, but it was that, and then the community engagement. I think it's so important when you think of 21st century policing concepts. You think of trust and transparency, legitimacy.
Right.
If your community doesn't know who you are and they don't trust you, or they don't know who you are to build that trust, we're already losing. We're already at a failure. So all the outreach, the community outreach, I make myself out there all the time. I always want to talk to people, the good, the bad, and the ugly. If there's something that's going wrong, come tell me. And you know what? I have thick skin. I can listen to it. I can hear it. And if it's something we can correct, I will.
I think that's what a lot of people, they don't get to see the chief on a candid level like this.
Sure.
So it's always press conference or social media post. And I think what we're starting to see is a movement of involved chiefs. Because it helps to the success of not only the community, but the department.
Yeah. 100%.
The morale, wow. It's not just, something's bad happening. No. They're out there when good stuff is happening, when just a normal day to say, hey, my guys are doing the right thing.
Yes.
Which is pretty cool.
And that's the best part about it. The coffees with a cop, and even the children, the interaction with the children. There's a lot that we're doing right now. We have a Citizens Police Academy we're going to be rolling out.
How often has that happened here in St. Cloud before?
We used to have a Citizens Police Academy many years ago, from what I was told.
I was like, I haven't seen that here.
Note that, and then we're also looking at a Police Explorer program as well, and we're going to be onboarding that probably in the fall of this year as well.
So
we're going to start interacting with the kids too. We want them to come in. We want to put them in uniform. We want to let them walk around the station, get to know who the police are.
Right, not have it be foreign.
100%. And I always say that the first time we're interacting with anybody should not to ask for their identification. They should know who we are, and if something goes wrong in the city, they know to call the police. They can give us the information, and we'll make sure that our community stays safe.
So how long, random question, how long have the black cars been around? Do you know?
Clearly before my time, it's been many, many years. And I don't know that answer to be.
Don't change it, please.
Love it.
You love it?
I love it, and we even went with new striping too. I'm sure you saw some of the new striping on there.
The font looks a little bit more modern, a little cleaner.
Yep.
I'm a car and gadget guy, hence results one.
And we went full boat with all the lights and everything out there to make sure that these vehicles are very, very well visible, and the safety is utmost importance to us.
To our viewers right now, the reason we've been sitting here at this light is because it does not like results one. For some reason, it does not want me to go north on Delaware. I don't know why. It has not changed. So once this traffic moves, we're just going to move out into through traffic and go to a different intersection, because it ain't working out for me.
I'll check with our traffic control people too and find out what's going on.
I got the chief here in the car right now.
We'll make sure we fix that.
So big topic right now, back to school.
Yes.
To think that summer was like this is crazy. We're headed back to school, and you're a big school safety guy.
Yes.
You have a lot of knowledge on this topic. My passion runs deep on school safety. As we're headed back, talk to me a little bit about your SRO program, the training. I know you guys just did some really awesome real life kind of skill training for your school resource officers. If you want to take it over.
Yeah, sure. So obviously it's our children's safety and well-being are our utmost priority. Now we have a multi-pronged approach. Not only do we do live environment training with our police officers, and not just our SROs, it's all police officers. We go to different schools and we actually train in there with real live role players. We involve the fire department so they get to actually experience what it's like, how chaotic it is, how chaotic it could be.
Right.
In the unlikely event something like that could ever occur. I will caveat to the fact that not only do we do live environment training, one of my other initiatives is getting training on board. We just bought a Virtua training simulator. It's a 4K 300-degree training simulator. And all of our weapon systems are real. So when you actually pull the trigger, it cycles, it's very loud, and I can put up to 300 different scenarios. School shooting scenarios, active assailant scenarios, people in mental health crisis. And they have to actually work through this. 65% of the simulator is de-escalation based. So they actually have to work through this wearing all of their
Excuse my
gear.
face, but I'm just like, this is happening in St. Cloud.
Yep, it's already on board, and I will tell you, and I would not be able to get this without the support of our city manager and our council.
It takes them
and
to
it's
fund
costly,
this stuff,
without a
absolutely.
doubt. But this is the commitment for the next level training for our police officers. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, if they need to practice on
They can just go
de-escalation,
there
we can turn on the simulator in the middle of the night and train at 3 o'clock in the morning.
No more just, hey, these are your training days. If you feel like you're training or you get down to go train kind of thing.
And obviously, you know, as a law enforcement officer,
Right.
you know, when we go to these training days, sometimes there's some downtime where you're waiting to go. Okay, go sit down, run through this 20 minutes. Now you have to sit down. Now in real time, I can actually get them into a virtual simulator and actually have them running through real world type scenarios in a 4K 300-degree.
With multiple officers there?
Yes, they can put 2 and 3 officers in there. The rifles, I can simulate jams, double feeds. I can simulate run dries on their rifles. So I can simulate all types of issues where they'd have to do transition drills with their handguns.
Teaching muscle memory on a continuous basis.
The pepper spray works in there as well. The OC spray works. The taser will work on the screen, and someone will lock up and go down. And
y'all already know this is going to be another Trooper Steve on patrol when they get this going, because we are going to feature this training. This is amazing. You have many schools do you have?
Right now we have 10.
In the city of St. Cloud?
Yes, well, there's 10 of them. No, that's the charter schools too. We have charter schools as well.
City of St. Cloud mans their charter schools?
Yes.
And their...
With police officers.
With police officers.
Yes, no guardians. We have police officers.
That is unheard of
big
topic,
commitment.
because usually that is a cost, but you guys are dedicated to school safety, which is amazing.
100%.
Now, when you guys train, you're training in different schedules at all your schools.
Yes, well, we try to pick a school so we can actually utilize it.
Right.
So usually the layouts are almost the same. Now, I will tell you, all of our SROs, our police officers in the areas, they do walk the schools. We already have them on our FUSIS platform, which is our real-time crime center, our real-time intelligence center.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to get
Well,
this.
that's all right. I'll go there, and I will tell you, FUSIS, and I will tell you, Osceola County School Board is amazing. They've given us, we have a great partnership with them that we can bring up their cameras in real time within seconds.
At your comm center.
That's correct.
The dispatcher is talking to either the caller and the law enforcement officer and can see what...
We can bring up cameras around the entire school. God forbid something is going on.
And can give that officer pinpoint...
I'll go a step further.
Okay.
All of our officers have smartphones. They can bring up the cameras themselves on their smart devices too, and they can actually see the feeds. So
I'm in complete shock
technologically advanced. St. Cloud is. I will tell you that.
So
very advanced.
I like to plane this stuff down. A law enforcement officer showing up to a call at a random elementary school in St. Cloud.
Mm-hmm. As
they're showing up, they would need maybe a visual of this person that's on campus that maybe shouldn't be there. They can just boop and see that camera possibly where that person is.
We can call out which camera it is, and I will tell you on the laptops, the smart devices are a little bit more challenging.
Of course.
On the laptops, we actually have full schematics of the schools too.
So
where the cameras are located inside the school. Yep. We click on it, it brings up the entire schematic of the school, and we can see which camera it is, and we can circle 30 of them or 20 of them and bring up all 20 of them at the same time. In real time. And that's in our intelligence center too, not just our comm center. We have an intelligence center as well, a real-time intelligence center. So that actually comes up in real time as well. So we can give information, we can take screenshots, snapshots, and send them out to our people.
Now, our SRO, is that an SRO division that you have? Is a school safety division?
Yes.
Okay. And they are full-time dedicated to that. During summertime, what happens to these
They
officers?
go to summer camps. They work with the city through summer camps, and we get them out onto patrol. We supplement patrol. Obviously, we have a vibrant lakefront. You know about that. We just bought another patrol boat, so now we have 2 patrol boats in the water down there.
Okay.
We will be having them out there during the summer as well.
We're actually headed towards that direction now.
There it is. There it is.
Awesome. So, any parents out there that are concerned, it is the time that we face. We are facing threats that we have not seen before. Mental health crisis that cause people to do the unthinkable. When a person here that might be watching that lives in St. Cloud, what can you tell a parent that is sending their kid to a St. Cloud elementary, middle school, or high school that you guys are doing just to make sure everything's going? And how do they get in touch with you in the city of St. Cloud if they have a concern about something?
So, twofold question here.
Yes,
so I will tell you that my commitment to our children is tenfold. I will never jeopardize the safety of our children in any school. We train consistently to ensure that if, God forbid, we have to respond to something, we are prepared. I will tell you, and I've told this to many people before, you will most likely see me inside the school as well. I will not stand back. I will definitely go, and we will deal with whatever issue we're dealing with inside of a school. So I will say from the top down, we are very well prepared to respond. We just onboarded brand new rifles for our SWAT, not only for our SWAT teams, but also for our school resource officers, our patrol officers. We have state-of-the-art equipment that is capable of quickly identifying any type of threat inside of a school, and how we respond to it is equally as fast.
When you say that, I hear there are things that we know that you may not know, and that's okay because we're doing it to make sure that your kids are safe.
100%. We are very well prepared for any type of emergency that arises at any school.
I love it. Absolutely love it. And the second portion, what was that?
If there's any concern.
And through the social media and stuff, because people like, man, should I say this? This sounded wrong, stuff like that. But big things turn out small. So, Chief.
And I will tell you, in my history as an intelligence commander, as an intelligence supervisor, we have mitigated numerous threats. Working in Central Florida, we've had threats all across the region that we were able to basically investigate and either say that there's nothing to this, or hey, there's something more that we need to refer backwards, or even move it up to the federal level. I will tell you that no tip is too big or too small. It could clearly be a piece of a puzzle that we did not have that puts something together for us. So we welcome tips. We welcome calls. We will send out detectives and intelligence agents to come out and actually speak to whoever and get as much information as possible, and then we will vet through those. We do have a very robust threat management program in the St. Cloud Police Department. So anything that anyone sees, anything, not just with schools, with anything in the city, if they have any concerns, they can call us 24/7 and we will send someone out to speak to them.
So there should be no feeling that, hey, this looks minor, I shouldn't call the cops. But when you've got that feeling that something's just not right, it is
not right.
It's not right. And I think working in news now, I tell people that. It's like, look, they're like, I didn't want to call 911. I go, well, if you don't know the other number, call 911 and tell them. They're going to ask you if it's an emergency. You can say, no, but I need to report this. They're not going to be upset.
Not at all.
especially in a town that I still consider small town vibe, that good family vibe down here in St. Cloud. And no dispatcher is going to get upset if you're trying to keep this town safe.
Not at all. Not at all. And you know what? I gotta really kind of promote our communications center right now too. And
they're amazing people.
So we are 100% full there too, and we're actually starting at about $22 an hour. So you think about that, bringing on communication staff at $22 an hour. Well, I'll go a step further. We are triple accredited, and then we are one of like 13 communication centers across.
Comm center.
Nah, GOA has us beat. The airport.
Well, GOA.
When I talked to GOA, I had to tell them, and next thing I know, they're trying to go up on us. But I will tell you that we have an amazing communication center, which leads me to the next point. Is we're just about to start with this explosive growth of our city. We are now, and I think your agency covered it, we're starting to go out for bids for an engineering firm that's going to start develop our public safety space on Canoe Creek Road. We have 50 acres that we're going to develop. The very first building that we're looking at as a phase one is an emergency operations center and a comm center.
So it's going to be a joint kind of center. So fire, medical, and police, one local compound.
So that's just for the emergency operations center for critical incidents and
for the city.
Yes.
Wow.
So that's going to fall into the public safety space. We're looking at potentially up to a 20,000 square foot facility.
So this 100 square mile thing is no joke.
No, I'm already building for that.
Happening.
I'm building for that. There's a lot going on right now for strategic planning.
Jeez.
You're a trooper. Let's get them.
Yeah, these amber and white lights ain't going to do it. Even if I do have the chief in the car.
Should I yell at him to pull over?
Yeah,
pull over.
They'll be like, wait, what's happening right now? Wow. So I would have never in my life, I lived in St. Cloud, I lived out in the manor for a few years, and I would have never thought that the city alone would have its own emergency operations center of that size.
And we're building a 30 to 40 year building is what I'm looking at. And I will tell you, in building, and even when I was at my previous agency, we build buildings, right? We build facilities, only to find out that when we move into them, we're already almost at capacity. And it's like, oh. So now we're looking at potentially building something where it doesn't hurt our taxpayers, doesn't hurt our community. We do it right the first time.
Because it's going to last a long time.
And it will be there. It's a Category 5 building we're looking to do with a generator backup, so that's for hurricanes, for natural disasters, for any type of critical incident that we would need a larger space to work in. Everyone goes into that. We have plenty of room now, breakout rooms for the city management, the city staff, the mayor, the council members. We'll have a working floor. We'll have everything up and running.
The whole one team, one fight concept.
100%. And
for real.
And I will tell you, we think about that Fusus platform, our camera system will be in there. Right now, St. Cloud, now you're going to be surprised to hear this, between public and private cameras, we have about 6,600 cameras that we follow right now.
So as we've been driving around, and when we hit 10th Street, I started to see a few random, discreetly placed, but they're not hidden, they're in plain view. But I was like, wait, that looked like the last two I just saw. Wait, those two look like that.
Sure.
Are they yours?
Yes. Okay. So, and I'll get into a step a little bit further. I will tell you, the camera systems that we have in place right now are public safety cameras.
Right.
They're there for the safety of our community. And I will tell you, we're not looking to see if you're not curbing your dog. That's not the intent of these cameras. Saying, oh, we got somebody. That is not what this is for.
They threw their cigarette on the ground.
Right. This is for violent offenders that are moving through St. Cloud that could potentially harm one of our community.
Okay, I'm going to see if I'm on the right track here. Would this be similar to the unfortunate incident that we recently had this past weekend, where those cameras picked up on that Miami suspect in the city of Orlando, giving those officers a heads up, this guy's here?
Yes, and that's what these are for. License plate reader technology is out there. We do have it in the city as well. But again, there's certain vehicles that are flagged, stolen cars, things along those lines. Bad guys steal cars. Sometimes they go commit other crimes with those stolen vehicles just to avoid detection. So we want to make sure that anyone moving in and out of the city is actually, we know who they are, especially bad people. We don't want bad people coming into the city. We're very proud of the way we control crime in St. Cloud. It's very controllable at the rates we're at right now, but obviously as the city grows, it's a concern for us.
Of course.
And obviously we're looking to grow.
How far east do you think you'll end up going?
We'll be touching Harmony. We'll be out there touching Harmony, but again, when you think of how far north we could potentially go, we could go all the way up to Boggy Creek Road and touch Orange County.
So the city of St. Cloud would literally touch the city of Orlando?
Yes. 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 So
this is awesome. In the mental side of it, I know some people might be watching going, I don't want my city to grow that crazy.
I get it. And I will tell you, though, one thing, there's St. Cloud has strict building rules for, and it kind of controls some of the growth.
Yes.
So it's important. We just annexed Edgewater, the community over in Edgewater, just over Kissimmee Park Road.
Wow.
You're looking at some significant growth over there. But under St. Cloud growth tables and how we actually restrict or how we control, it would actually help us with traffic and everything else. So, but you're looking at that alone.
It spreads it out a little bit.
That region alone is potentially going to make us hire 85 to 100 more police officers when that's fully built. So when you think about that, we could potentially
okay, go ahead. You say the number.
Yeah, we could potentially be a several hundred sworn agency in the next 10 to 15 years.
So when I think of this, I look at it, you could be equal or greater to the size of Daytona PD.
Yes.
200, 300, 400 people.
Easily.
So I've recently become very familiar with City of Daytona. Chief Young, great guy.
I know Gerke very well.
And awesome. And his vision and his passion. And when I got to ride with him, he's like, Steve, we're like 300. And I'm like, wait, what? I don't think people understand what it takes to.
You're one of those guys.
I give 3 seconds. I count.
You're one of those guys.
And if you don't move, especially if she's going to have her kid jumping around in the back seat, Chief, I will give a honk. But he was like, I don't think people realize the size and the amount of officers it takes to keep some cities safe.
Yeah.
And people think, oh, it's just St. Cloud.
No,
it's not just St. Cloud.
No.
This is East Osceola County. It's huge.
Yes.
And it's not stopping anytime soon, which is kind of, I don't mind it. I think it's good for the city. I think ultimately the increase in the police department visually will reduce crime almost dramatically. The amount of marked units you guys have on the road is amazing. Then you have a TAC unit. You have all these extra units. When I rolled up to pick you up, I was like, this is a full service police department. When you call the St. Cloud Police Department, you're getting everything and anything under the sun that a PD can offer.
100%. We are 100% full service. We have traffic units, we have undercover units, narcotics units, intelligence. We have an intelligence division. So we have everything. As a matter of fact, by the good graces of our council, they just approved we're getting a Bearcat, SWAT Bearcat.
So what was that? What do you call that thing? That almost
That's an MRAP. That's another one. Whoa, it didn't take you out.
I was like, we're calling that the
defensive
bulldog.
vehicle.
Defensive vehicle.
Listen.
I love it though.
But when you think of the growth and everything, and the type of response we would have to respond to in a larger or a moderate-sized city, we want to make sure that we are adequately prepared for things like that.
You guys have everything a big city has, but in a smaller place. You've got the shopping centers. You have the expansion of just outside the city limits of that shopping center, which I think a lot of people, I talk about jurisdiction a lot. Just because it's outside the line, if the county's calling for help, it doesn't matter the uniform. You're coming to help. We see that all the time, and I have people, can a St. Cloud officer stop me in Kissimmee? And I'm like, well, yes and no kind of thing.
Sure.
And they're like, wait, what? And I'm like, look, they're sworn oath to the state of Florida, and if you're out there endangering people's lives,
yes,
there's
mutual aid agreements in place,
stop you
without a doubt.
Are they going to give you a hard time if you're not turning your turning signal in a turning lane? Probably not. And that's not, they don't want to do it.
Sure.
But if you're out there and you look drunk, they're going to stop you.
100%.
And to break that down for people, it's the relationships of safety within the county and the mutual aid.
And with that, we are blessed because our three agencies work as one here.
Good.
And that's the one great thing I can tell you about. We work very closely with Kissimmee, especially the sheriff's office. We work operations together. So when we're out there and we're in the county, we're working operations, aggressive driving operations.
I love seeing that.
And that's what it's all about. But again, our troopers are with us too.
Yeah.
We pull everybody in. So.
Oh no, I've seen it. That's how I kind of started all this. I lived out here. I was the only trooper living out here. Used to play with the PD.
I heard.
They gave me, back in the day, I had a portable St. Cloud radio in my car, and I would show up on calls, and that's how the relationship thing kind of built. Man, Chief, this has been awesome. I am taking you back to your office. I'm sure
we can ride around, or we can jump in my car and then we go out and
go
actually
have some fun. I do want to schedule that.
We got some fire activity here.
And we switch to the front cam. Looks like fire rescue's inbound. They got rescue coming the other way.
So we are seeing a lot of heat-related injuries right now too.
Okay.
So it is so important that people are hydrating out there. I will tell you, it looks like somebody, I don't know, we'll see. Let's see where they're going to go. I think they're probably going to make a U-turn here, or they're going to stop.
I'm going to stop, see if he wants to hop the curb. Yep. So like Chief said, it is hot, guys, and I know we've been preaching on it, but it's just suddenly hot. And
yes.
I don't think people are underestimating that humidity feel outside.
Yeah, and you know, and I send alerts out to our officers and everything, and I will tell you, I mean, it is so hot out here. To know that our police officers are out there every day, and our deputies and our troopers, they're wearing body armor.
Looks just like you said. Looks like she fell down, heat related.
Yeah, looks like she fell. But I will tell you the one thing: if I make my officers wear their body armor, I'm wearing mine every day. I try to always set the standard.
Is that a policy for you guys? In uniform, vest on.
It is, and you know, if I ask my officers to do it, I'm going to do the same exact thing. So.
Good. No, I from a guy that did have a policy like that, and you would see extreme high ranks walk around and not have it on. It's like, yeah. But you just sent me the email,
right?
But you're always in gear, Chief. You're always looking sharp. I appreciate you a lot.
God
not
bless you.
as a professional, but as a friend of mine.
You are a friend too.
So
absolutely,
sir. Thank you. I'll touch base with you here in just a second. I'm going to wrap this system up. Guys, Chief Gerke, St. Cloud Police Department, thank you for letting him on this ride with me today.
Thank you.
And getting a little insight to the PD, what the future has, and a definite future documented ride-along, because I'm going to jump into the trooper gear and come out for a good time. Yeah. Chief, take it easy,
Foot
sir.
pursuits and everything.
Yeah, let's do it. Thank you.
Take care, everyone. Thank you.
All right, guys, you just did a ride-along live right here with the top cop of St. Cloud Police Department. As always, appreciate you guys. I appreciate the men and women of St. Cloud. Have a great day. Take it. Be safe. And always wear your seatbelt, please.